Coming up on LUTV News, a St. Louis artist specializes in using broken records as a medium for her unique designs. Plus, imagine going to your weekly therapy session, but your therapist is a horse. And a St. Charles man and Lindenwood alum fills his unconventional home with old film broadcast equipment. Those stories and more ahead on LUTV News. Welcome to this edition of LUTV News. I'm Sandy Ligamjorn. Lindsay Wanner's path to becoming an artist is an interesting one. She specializes in creating portraits of musical icons and professional athletes, but she uses broken records as her canvas. LUTV's Caleb Reardon took a trip to her Kirkwood studio to get the story.
Inside this garage is where Lindsay Wanner spends at least 50 hours of her week tapping into her creativity and making her living.
So I used to be a manager at the Yellow Pages, and I was doing art on the side. I just kind of started drawing in a sketchbook, and then ultimately evolved into like repurposing materials into artworks. Eventually I started thinking like, what else could I do that like no one else is doing with artwork, and it turned out that vinyl records was kind of like my thing. I was inspired by vector images, which are like illustrations, like logo looking photos. I liked the way that like you could see different colors and different layers of on a portrait. So I started making pictures out of vinyl records like with that concept of like layering. So like I'll hand cut vinyl records and then stack them in a way that like it looks like a face and paint it kind of like as if that was my canvas.
Lindsay's portraits of athletes and music icons quickly became in demand.
So when I first started, I was like just kind of excited to be doing it, and like when people responded in a way that like they liked it, I was like, okay, $500, let's just say $500. Then they were selling out, and then I had a waiting list of like 20, 30 people, and I'm like, I think that's when you raise your price. So I literally just like kind of gradually raised it to like $750 to $1,000, and then I had like a big art show coming up, an art fair coming up, and I needed to bring things with me. So I was like, I'm gonna make some stuff, just post it for like $3,000 so no one buys it because I need to hold on to them, and people were buying them for $3,000. So that's kind of where the bar is at right now.
Her network of friends on social media allows her to make connections and get her portraits signed.
All I have to do is say, I'm thinking of doing this, or I'm going to do athletes out of broken records, and people DM me and they're like, oh, I know someone on the Houston Rockets, I can get that set up for you. Or there's like sports conventions where they have autographs like every month or every quarter, they'll do like autograph signings, and I just like check and see who's coming.
Her favorite is the Freddie Mercury Queen piece.
I'm not at all upset that it hasn't sold yet, because it's like the backdrop of my studios. Like I've raised the price on that, the Queen piece, because I think it's like supply and demand. If you want it or don't want it to go as bad, you can raise the price, and then if someone comes along and is like, I need that, they'll pay for it.
As her popularity grows, she uses her creativity to strengthen her brand.
These are album covers from vinyl records, and then I'm going to use the vinyl to like spell out the word listen as like the outline, and like I want that to be like what people see and go, oh, that's a Lindsay Wanner piece. And that way I can start making like t-shirts or hats that have like my artwork on it that's like recognizable.
For LUTV News, I'm Caleb Reardon.
Lindsay has her first solo art show at Kogan Art Factory on October 5th, later this year. To check out more of her work, you can visit lindsaywanner.com. Food trucks have become popular over the years, and you can usually catch one or two at a concert or other event. But over the summer, there will be a few chances to catch all of that great food trucks in one spot. Michael Bird went to a recent food truck event to get the story.
It's a warm spring evening and people are coming in for some of the best food around. These are some of the best food trucks in the area, offering up some amazing dishes from these mobile kitchens.
When we come out to do the events for St. Charles, it's always good. We're based out of the city. So when we get out of our norm, come out here and see people that don't get to come see our restaurant that often.
People from all over the St. Charles area come out on these special days to sample some great food.
So we started actually back in 2012 in October with the very first one, and we had an absolutely amazing turnout. And so we thought, how much fun to have a food truck event, something a little bit different. It's only 3 hours long on a Tuesday evening, gets you out of the house. You don't have to cook dinner. And so we've been doing these ever since. April, we're always at the soccer park. For the other events in the rest of the year, we are in Frontier Park in downtown St. Charles.
This is a great way to start off the sunny side of the year. With many more of these set for the rest of the year, you could try something from every truck each time you come.
So food trucks became quite popular going back in 2012, and nothing had been planned in the St. Charles County area at all. They've been in St. Louis, and so we thought, why not try it? And so we were the first in St. Charles County to say, let's bring food trucks out here. So it was a little bit of a milestone. Had the trucks get registered with the health department, had to figure out what we needed to do to get them to be able to come here, because obviously they were a little skeptical. This is their full-time business, is a food truck, and they know in the St. Louis region where they can go and make money. They serve anywhere from 200 to 300 meals per truck, depending, and they prepare accordingly. So we were a complete success in October of 2012. I think we had over 3,500 participants for over 3 hours, and so we just kept going from there. We keep it very simple. You've got the food trucks, and we usually have a band and entertainment of some sort.
You got a nickel, won't you lay your money down? Over on the corner, there's a happy note. People come from all around, see the magic boy.
Bon appetit. For LUTV News, I'm Michael Bird.
While this food truck event was held in St. Charles Soccer Complex, the remaining events will be at Frontier Park. There are only 3 more food truck events left for the year. You can catch them on June 18th, August 20th, and October 15th. Straight ahead on LUTV News, equine therapy, why horseback riding can provide benefits for those with mental, physical, or emotional disabilities.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Queen is just my everything.
His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Welcome back. Equine therapy is a unique type of treatment that utilizes horses to help students with physical, mental, or emotional disabilities. But what exactly does it involve? Our Taylor McDaniel has the story.
Equine-assisted therapy is activities on horseback or on the ground around a horse, but what exactly does it do?
To help benefit those with mental, physical, or emotional disabilities. I would say one of our number one benefits that we see from the mounted activities would be core strength. So the motion of how a horse walks with their different gaits is the closest thing that mimics the human stride. So for those who might be in a wheelchair or unable to walk on their own, riding a horse is the closest sensation that they will ever get to actually walking on their own.
Physical benefits are not the only reward a student can gain from this unique experience.
From the emotional or mental side of it, we do a lot of what is called equine-assisted learning. It is where you're learning life skills through the horse, what the horse can teach us just while we're in their presence from body language and what our body language is saying to the horse. Horses are very honest and in the moment. They can hear our heartbeats from 50 yards away. So a lot of times when we show up for a session, the horse knows what's going on inside of us even though we think we have it masked. So because they're all about respect and honesty, they expect that back. So if you're not being your true, real self, the horse is going to know, and you are literally going to get different feedback from the horse.
The benefits from equine-assisted therapy have been life-changing for many students.
We see miracles on a daily basis. We have a gentleman who's actually here with us today. John is a stroke victim at the age of 40-something, and when he first started riding with us a few years back, he was not even able to drive.
Had you told me 5 years ago I'd be writing a book or riding horses, I would have said no way.
Another student who is benefiting greatly is 90-year-old Nancy LaTourette. She began riding at just 10 years old, but now she needs some assistance to continue doing what she loves. If you are wondering if you could benefit from this type of therapy yourself,
just about anybody can benefit from some form of equine therapy.
With LUTV News, this is Taylor McDaniel.
Equine-assisted therapy does not turn anyone away from financial reasons. The best way to help this program is through private donations. If you would like to make a donation, call 314-971-0605 for more information. The newest dance crazes tend to become popular on social media first, and a local dancer is benefiting from this trend. LUTV's Garrett Anderson has the story.
25-year-old Hakeem Salim hopes to make it big by showing the world what he loves to do most.
I do freestyle hip-hop dancing, somewhat choreo. Pretty much, I like doing party dances, you know what I'm saying? Like, hit them folks, the whoa, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Hakeem got more notoriety by becoming an internet sensation.
I promote myself through social media mainly, and I network with a lot of different dancers on there. Plus I do YouTube. I just post a lot, hashtag, and people around the world see it, so that's how I get it out there.
Hakeem's impact on social media has led him to collaborate with YouTube sensations The Real Quan and She Loves Michi, also known as Denzel Harris. They're backup dancers for Grammy Award nominated Future, and they are the creators of the dance moves on the NBA 2K game.
Me and Hakeem got connected over the internet on Instagram. Just seeing each other post stuff, and then we just linked up. It actually took us a whole year just to do one video. You feel what I'm saying? But we been connected, you feel what I'm saying? So after we finally did it, we just been going ever since after that.
It was easy for these two dancers to find their inspiration.
I got involved with dancing just through my bloodline. I got a family full of dancers. I got my auntie, she used to be on Soul Train line, you know what I'm saying? She was a part of that, and my family just used to have a huge dance scene they used to do. My brother, I used to see him dancing all the time, so he kind of put me into it growing up. Pretty much my brother and just seeing major dances on like TV, dance movies like You Got Served and stuff like that. So that's kind of what got me into it.
I got into dancing. I've been dancing since I was like 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? Well, as far as I can remember. I remember doing a Genuine whole video when I was 3 years old in front of the TV. But I've been doing it ever since, for real.
Hakeem often feeds off the enjoyment of others to continue his dancing career.
I like to entertain people, so it gives me a good feeling to see when people feel my energy, and I like reactions, you know what I'm saying? So that feels good all the time.
Concepts for his dance videos are captured by creativity and originality.
I like pretty much doing my own thing, just coming up with my own like way of freestyling. Like I like dancing to lyrics of the song or beats, catching beats, tempo, just pretty much bringing the energy up for real.
Through his dancing, Hakeem hopes to inspire others to do so as well.
I think everybody should dance, because everybody can dance if they put their heart to it. If you sit there and practice and study who you love to watch dancing, you can dance, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't got to be freestyle, it can be choreo. I seen a lot of people that didn't dance do choreo and become stars, you know what I'm saying? So like, I think you should dance. Plus it's a workout, it's a good workout, and then like, it just feel good.
Hakeem also vlogs, does his own video shoots, and edits his videos. For a look at some of this content, you can subscribe to his YouTube channel at Prince Hakeem 314. Coming up on LUTV News, a family tragedy has led one young mechanic to a career at a major car dealership in St. Louis. That's next on LUTV News.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
It is, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. Never without a loss for words, Kevin Ross is a compelling individual with a long career in the healthcare industry. Our Michael Bird sat down with him as he shared some insights on his life and changes in his profession.
Kevin Ross is a man of many words and many different paths in life. For him, the formative years of his life were different than many of his peers.
Oh man, it was a very rich and comforting childhood. I was born in North St. Louis, across the street from the Chevy plant on Natural Bridge. They used to make the Corvettes there. Yeah, it was very idyllic almost. We went to a Jewish summer camp there while I was there, Camp Sabra. Before that, Camp Hawthorne, and before that was Camp Rivercliff. So I've had a rich outdoor experience there.
His wife, Ann Dysinger, has been with him for many years and probably knows more about him than most.
He is, while he comes across as being really gruff and really cold, and says really cold things, he's probably one of the most kind-hearted people I've ever met, and for some reason he feels the need to hide that. So he does things secretly so that people won't know that he's kind. And he's a very complicated man. He's, if you see one piece of him, you do not make an assumption about the rest of it, because he's so many opposite. I've known him 24 years, and I'm still always surprised about something.
For Kevin, the one thing that is on his mind the most these days is healthcare and what we can do to fix it.
And if you want to be healthy, like right now I'm in hospice. Who knew hospice is so expensive to get into? It's a Medicare provided benefit, 65 and older, or if you have special cases, you can get it younger. It's just the service that you pay for. But people need to go places. Most people take their family members home. Even that's not cheap, because their family members usually require 24-hour care. And single people, like the wife or the husband can't do it by themselves, so they got to hire people, and even interviewing and finding them and things like that. When my mom was on hospital, it took 6 of us, including me and my sister who worked full time. Went through 60, 70 grand. She lasted 11 months, so people can't do that, most of them. Either you do that, which is cheapest, or you put them in a place, and you're looking at 10 grand a month, and no one can afford that. So this stuff is serious,
Kevin Ross is extraordinary. Kevin is just like you and me, extraordinary in our own way. For LUTV News, I'm Michael Bird.
Kevin currently works as a hospice nurse to multiple patients, including his own father. Young mechanic Garrett Schultz grew up learning all about cars from his father, but no one could have imagined that his father's untimely death would lead to a full-time position at the same dealership where his dad worked. Here's LUTV's Luke McMahon with the story.
Starting at a young age, Garrett Schultz has loved automobiles, so much so that he has no memory of when this love of cars even started.
Before I can even remember, my parents would always tell me stories about how my father would line up his die-cast NASCAR collection, and I would just rattle off the names of all the drivers for every car. And I have no recollection of this. That's how long ago that was. What really drilled into me my passion for cars was honestly video games. I played a lot of racing games, and every one of those games I could customize the car, and I was able to make something that I really enjoyed.
One of Garrett's biggest influences in life has been his late father, Jay, who also worked for Lexus for 9 years. Now, 2 years after losing his dad, Garrett calls the same men his dad worked with for so many years his own co-workers now.
Oh, it surprised them. They did not see it coming. And for me, it made beginning to work there really, really easy, because I already knew all those guys. I didn't have to introduce myself a million times. And every day when I worked there, they always reminisce about some crazy thing my dad did. And it always entertains me, and I love it. Once I graduated high school, I went to school at Valparaiso University for 2.5 years, studying mechanical engineering. And I went all the way up to Calculus 3, and at that point I was like, this isn't really for me. It's not what I expected it to be. And my father passed away in 2017, and I inherited his lifetime collection of tools. And my mom just kind of jokingly suggested that maybe I should try being a mechanic, which I was already kind of working on my own car anyway.
Garrett continues to work at Lexus here in St. Louis as an automotive technician, as well as taking classes at Rankin College.
I submitted a enrollment request to Rankin, and they invited me over for a shadow day, and 11 months later, I've been working at Lexus, and now I'm at school full-time. I'm working toward my associate's degree, and the way that they have their system set up is really unique, because I'm at school full-time 8 weeks, and then I go work at Lexus full-time during what they call an internship for 8 weeks, and it just keeps switching back and forth until 2 years.
Even today, Garrett strives to make his dad proud by following in his footsteps.
He would say that he's glad that I'm working for a company that treated him so well. He would say that he's proud of me for going after what I'm really passionate about.
For LUTV News, I'm Luke McMahon.
Garrett's dad was killed in an accident in 2017 when a car he was working on in his garage collapsed and fell on him. Garrett plans to continue working at a Lexus in St. Louis once he graduates from Rankin College. A former school in St. Charles County is now home to a broadcast engineer and his unique collection. We'll take you inside the world of a Lindenwood graduate that has made it his mission to acquire and bring obsolete technology back to life.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now? Yeah?
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. A former Lindenwood student and current broadcast engineer for KMOV Channel 4 in St. Louis has quite the collection of old broadcast equipment. His home is filled with obsolete technology that he has restored. Video journalist Michael Burt has the story.
I guess ever since I was 4 or 5 or so, I've collected old mechanical devices, mechanical and electronic devices. It kind of started with old phonographs, record players, things like that, and then grew into movie projectors and film, and then I got into television in around 5th grade or so, and then that just grew in middle school and high school, and so that's kind of my primary focus now is vintage broadcast and television equipment.
Then it gets all kinds of weird. This has been a long-term restoration project.
Yeah, so professionally for the past, I guess it's almost 3 years now, going on 3 years, I've been a broadcast engineer at KMOV TV Channel 4. From the film standpoint, I bought an old 35mm projector out of a drive-in theater in Potosi, Missouri. And from there, I just kind of, over the course of 4 or 5 years, I've completely rebuilt it and put new parts into it, made it as good as it could possibly be, and that's kind of the centerpiece of my home theater. So it's both practical and a very cool piece of old technology.
That's all it needs for audio, and everything in this is designed to be easily
easily serviceable. The one practical reason for collecting old broadcast equipment is that there's a lot of old videotape material and recordings that were made decades ago that most people can't play anymore, that TV stations no longer have the equipment to play, or people no longer have the equipment to play. So kind of part of the justification for a lot of this stuff is being able to play back those old videotape formats and digitize them and things like that. So that's kind of having the stuff around and being able to preserve it is that goes a long way.
Tom houses his collection in a former school because the power demand for his electronics is only available in commercial buildings. One of St. Louis's newest attractions features a giant ball pit and a room with rubber ducks that line the walls. This is not a children's playground, but an interactive art exhibit called the Selfie Room. It is the first of its kind in St. Louis. Here again is our Caleb Riordan.
One of St. Louis's newest attractions sits downtown off Washington Avenue and is open 7 days a week. It is the Selfie Room, and yes, it is exactly how it sounds.
The Selfie Room is an experience-based business where you can come. We have 12 different backdrops in which you can take fun photos with all your friends, family, dogs even. And it's where you can just have fun taking photos.
Erica and her sister Krista opened the Selfie Room themselves. There are a few other places similar to the Selfie Room in Missouri, but they wanted to bring one into St. Louis.
You just pay to get in, and you could stay as long as you need to get those perfect shots. So we do have those 12 different backdrops and themes. So each room has, a different color scheme, a different thing to do.
Out of the 12 unique backdrops, there are a few fan favorites.
There's two kind of top contenders. The rubber ducky room is very popular, as well as the ball pit. So we have a giant ball pit that you can jump in, groups can get in there, start throwing balls around. It's quite fun.
Many see the Selfie Room as an Instagram goldmine, as well as just another thing to do in St. Louis.
A lot of it's for social media. It's also just another thing to do as well. We like to call ourselves the millennial playground. And so you see a lot of people posting on Instagram, and it's a whole thing to be kind of like a fashion blogger of sorts, but we also see a lot of groups, a lot of birthday parties come through, and it's just a good way to do something different, as well as have some really fun photos, with your friends, or like an organization you might be a part of, so a good way to document a good time. If I were to, talk to kind of an older generation, I usually tell them it's not, people just running around taking selfies, that's kind of what they have in their head. Obviously the name probably has something to do with that, but you're not just seeing people taking selfies, it's groups of friends, smiling and having fun, taking photos of each other. There's a lot of creatives that come through, and so it's a lot more than just vanity here.
The backdrops are all designed by Erica and Krista, and they often have new backdrops and will make changes for themed events.
We do events about once a month, if not more. We're having a Mother's Day event, for example, so we have a Dog Day event, so lots of really fun things to kind of enhance the experience. It's one of those things where you almost have to experience it to know how fun it truly is.
For LUTV News, I'm Caleb Riordan.
Admission to the Selfie Room costs $30. You're able to stay as long as you want and organize the sets however you please. Lindenwood's graphic design BFA exhibition is held in the beginning of May. It showcases inspiring projects done by the university's graphic design students. I had an opportunity to visit the exhibition and get the story. Maria Paricio is one of the graphic design students who has her work in an exhibition at the Scheidegger Center. She wants her designs to inspire people and break a stereotype about women and weightlifting.
Well, when I was a kid, my dad is a graphic designer in Panama. And when I was a kid, he used to talk to me a lot about art and make me draw stuff and paint stuff. And so I feel like I had some knowledge about art before when I was a kid, and then I always thought that I would pursue an art degree. And well, since my dad is a graphic designer, I thought that I wanted to follow in his steps. And when I actually started my undergrad here in Lindenwood University, I realized that it was something that I really liked and that I really wanted to work with that. Okay, so for my senior thesis exhibition, we had to come up with our own topic and pretty much be the creative director and the graphic designer and the one that does everything with this project. So my topic is why women should be able to weightlift and not be judged. Because personally, I like to do a lot of CrossFit and weightlifting, and I feel like sometimes I get judged by other people, mostly my family. They don't want me to be doing weightlifting just because they think that I'm gonna look like a guy, or because it's not a female exercise. Because society thinks that all females should just do cardio and just be on the machines and like not lift any weights. And when you actually think about it, there is so many benefits that you have with actual weightlifting. So I wanted people to see that through design. As I already said, it's about weightlifting, why women should be able to weightlift without being judged. And the way that I'm showing this to people through design is that by the use of animations, typography, print design, and all of this design work is gonna be mounted on a wall, and I'm gonna have some phrases and some visuals that you're gonna be able to see once you go in and you walk right into the exhibition space, and you'll see this. But then there's some hidden stuff that I have behind those things that you're gonna see first, which you have to use a tool, which is basically it's just a red acetate that you're gonna have to look through, like the 3D glasses that you use for 3D movies. So you look through that red acetate, and then you'll be able to see the hidden text that I have behind some of the phrases, or the hidden illustrations that I have behind some other illustrations, and like that's pretty much what it's gonna be.
Well, I think it's pretty cool. I want to see how it's gonna turn out in the actual wall. I think it's a pretty cool subject, and it could have like, she took an interesting way of just turning around like it could be a cheesy subject, and she turned it around into something super nice and professional, and like something cool and interactive for people actually to go see. So I'm really looking forward for that.
We are 8 people, I believe, right now, and all of our topics are very good. We have all, like, if you go to the exhibition, you will see how all of us really put our time into these projects.
For LUTV News, I'm Sandy Licum-Jorn. All of the phrases in Maria's exhibition are quotes from real people. The Lindenwood Graphic Design BFA exhibition runs from May 2nd through May 12th in the Boyle Family Gallery of the university's J. Scheidegger Center for the Arts. That's it for this edition of LUTV News. I'm Sandy Licum-Jorn. Thanks for joining us.